Welcome to Zone 6 Picks, your go-to source for daily sports betting predictions, expert insights, and free picks across the biggest games in the NBA, NFL, WNBA, NCAA, and more. We specialize in delivering accurate, research-backed betting content with no subscriptions, no hidden fees, just straightforward betting advice you can trust. Before we get started, a quick shout-out from my partner Zone 6.
What's up, family? Thanks for tapping in with Zone 6 Picks, where we drop game picks every single day. Straight free picks, no pay for play. If you like winning, this is the zone you need to be in, Zone 6. Just show the channel some love, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell so you don't never miss a money play. Let's eat.
What's good, Zone 6 fam? Hope all is well. I'm good. Over here in the zone, smashing on some lemon pepper Dallas wings from American Deli. But you're not here for that. Today we're locked in for the WNBA slate for Saturday, July 26th, and the marquee matchup on the slate is set in New York City. But before we get into that, speaking of wings, real quick, let me pop off on the Dallas Wings. Zone 6 Picks went 2-1 on yesterday's WNBA slate, and it should have been a clean 3-0 sweep. The Dallas Wings were out there playing like boneless wings. No backbone, no structure, just a whole lot of mess in the second half. These goofy boneless wings completely collapsed in the second half, missing point-blank shots, bricking free throws, and showing zero urgency down the stretch. Sloppy execution cost us the sweep.
Yo, chill. They tried their best. That's all that matters, right? It just got ugly out there for them.
Yeah, okay, Zo 6, you stay positive. I like that. They still goofy, though. Anyway, we still cashed with the first two, and we're staying locked in. Now the red-hot Liberty host the surging LA Sparks. The spread is sitting at -11.5 in favor of New York, and we're here to break down whether the Liberty can handle that number, or if the Sparks are being overlooked once again. Let's start with form. The Liberty come in riding a 5-game win streak and sit near the top of the WNBA standings with a 17-6 record. They've been nearly unbeatable at home, going 11-2 in front of their crowd. Their offense is leading the league in scoring at 87.4 points per game, and they're doing it efficiently, shooting 45.4% from the field and draining over 10 threes per contest at a 36% clip. Defensively, they're no slouch either, giving up just 79.4 points per game, good for 5th best in the league. On the other side, the Sparks have quietly found their rhythm. They've won 4 straight and now sit at 10-14, playing their best basketball of the season. Their offense is clicking, averaging 84.4 points per game while shooting a strong 45.6% from the floor. But defense has been their Achilles heel, allowing nearly 87 points per game, ranking them 11th out of 13 teams. Despite their struggles, they've been surprisingly solid on the road with a 7-6 record and come in with a net rating of 9.0 over their last 5 games, which is no fluke. Zooming in on the matchup, these teams met earlier this month, and the Liberty walked away with a 10-point win at home. What swung the game? The 3-point battle. New York hit 12 triples, while LA only managed 5. Even though the Sparks actually shot a better percentage from the field overall, they simply couldn't keep up from beyond the arc. That's a trend to watch again today, unless LA drastically improves their perimeter defense or gets hot from deep themselves. That gap could get even wider. Injury-wise, the Sparks will be without Cameron Brink due to a knee injury, but she's due to return real soon, so keep an eye out for her. The Liberty will be missing Nyara Sabally due to knee soreness. The Liberty just played on Friday night, which could lead to some minor fatigue, but given their depth and home court edge, they should be fine. Now let's talk market movement and betting trends. The line opened at -12.5 and now has dropped a bit to -11.5, even 10.5 in many places. I got it at -11.5, so we'll cap for that. The total has also increased from 173.5 to 175.5, suggesting a high-scoring matchup. I'll probably be grabbing the over 2. One interesting note, public betting is light on New York, with only 41% of the bets and just 16% of the money coming in on the Liberty. That tells you the market's hesitant to lay the big number, possibly due to the Sparks' recent form. But when you look deeper, the Liberty's offensive firepower and strong defense, especially at home, paint a different picture. Not to mention, the last 5 games for the Sparks have been against some pretty cupcake teams. Mystics twice, Connecticut Sun twice, and the Minnesota Lynx coming off a back-to-back, in which they lost by 10. Now historically, the Sparks have played the Liberty close. They're 7-2-1 against the spread in their last 10 meetings. But this is a different Liberty team. a team that can pile up points in bunches and turn up the pressure on defense, forcing over 14 turnovers per game. If the Sparks can't keep up from deep and start trading twos for threes, this could get away from them quickly. Final call, this is a big spread, but the Liberty are built to handle it. Especially at home, they're deep, experienced, and play with pace. The Sparks are trending upward, but they're stepping into a buzzsaw after a cool letdown. I'm backing New York minus 11.5 to take care of business and keep their win streak alive. That wraps up the breakdown for the Liberty and Sparks, where New York looks poised to flex its firepower at home once again. But we're not done yet. Let's shift gears to the nation's capital, where the Seattle Storm roll into DC looking to handle business against a young, scrappy Mystics squad trying to find consistency. This matchup brings a different kind of energy, and there's value to uncover here too. Let's get into it. The Seattle Storm hit the road to take on the Washington Mystics in what's shaping up to be a gritty East versus West showdown. Seattle opened as a 5.5-point favorite, but sharp money and public hesitation have dropped the spread to just minus 3.5, making this a key spot to evaluate. The Storm enter this one at 15-10 overall, sitting firmly in the top 4 of the standings. They're fresh off a dominant 95-57 win over the Chicago Sky, a game that reminded us what this team looks like when they're locked in on both ends. While their offense has seen some inconsistency lately, failing to crack 80 points in 4 of their last 5 prior to that win, it's the defense that's been their anchor. Seattle holds the 3rd best defensive rating in the league and allows fewer than 71 points per game over their last 5. Meanwhile, the Mystics come in at 11-12 and currently sit on the edge of playoff contention. They're coming off back-to-back losses to the Sparks, both of which saw them give up over 90 points. And that's where the concern lies: defensive slippage. Their opponents are shooting nearly 43% against them, and they've dropped to 8th in defensive rating despite having strong rebounding metrics. Offensively, they've been underwhelming, putting up just 78.8 points per game, which ranks near the bottom of the league. From a matchup perspective, Seattle holds the clear edge in veteran leadership and consistency. Skylar Diggins-Smith is finding her rhythm again, averaging just under 20 points in her last few outings and increasing her volume from deep. She went 3-for-6 from long range against Chicago and continues to be the engine that drives their offense. Nneka Ogwumike and Gabby Williams provide a frontcourt presence that not only rebounds and defends, but finishes efficiently inside. Add Ezi Magbiger's length and shot blocking, and this Seattle defense is tough to break. The Mystics, for their part, are relying heavily on youth. Sonia Citron and Kiki Iriafen have been impressive and even earned all-star nods, but they're still rookies adjusting to the pace of the league. Brittany Sykes is their scoring leader at just over 17 points per game, and Shakira Austin brings strength in the paint. But this group struggles with turnovers and shot selection when pressured. Their pace is high, 5th fastest in the league, but it hasn't translated into efficient offense. Injury-wise, Washington is a bit banged up. Georgia Amor is out with an ACL injury. Aaliyah Edwards is questionable with a wrist issue, and Sika Cone is inactive. On Seattle's side, Katie Lou Samuelson remains out for the season with her ACL tear, but their rotation has adjusted well. When these two teams last met, Washington pulled out a 74-69 win on the road. But let's not forget that both teams shot poorly that night. Seattle hit just 36% from the field, and Washington managed only 21% from 3, with Seattle coming in hot and Washington struggling defensively. Don't expect a repeat of that slugfest. This one should open up with more scoring and better pace. Let's not forget Seattle has revenge on their mind, and they want it back in blood on that Mystics court. A back-to-back dominant wins here will put the league on notice. Now let's talk numbers. Seattle's net rating over the last 5 games is 8.0 compared to Washington's minus 4.9. Seattle is covering at a 13-12 clip this season, while Washington is even at 11-12 ATS. The Storm have gone over 150 total points in 9 of their last 10 games, and with a game total of 155.5. The over is certainly in play here. Still, the strongest angle remains the spread. Seattle has the better team, better health, and better momentum. Final prediction: Seattle Storm 85, Washington Mystics 79. We like Seattle to cover the minus 3.5 spread in this spot, and the over should get a hard look based on tempo and recent scoring trends. Quick recap for today's slate. We're riding with the Liberty to cover minus 11.5 at home against the Sparks, and backing the Storm to take care of business on the road against the Mystics at minus 3.5. Let's keep stacking wins. As always, lines move fast and move often, Be sure to shop around for the best number and bet responsibly. And that's how we break it down here at Zone 6 Picks. No cap, just sharp insight and smart plays. If you're rocking with the picks and riding the momentum, don't just watch, lock in, subscribe, and join the movement. We're building something real here. Day by day, slate by slate. Stay sharp. Trust the process, and as always, bet smart, bet fearless, and we'll see you at the window. Zone 6, we out.